Hello and welcome to another episode of Daily Draft Logs. This is episode 7. We're looking at a Kaldheim Premier Draft. This deck went 7-2, so we trophied with it. So let's see what we did here. Unfortunately, Arena is not saving first picks at this time, so all we get to see is the card that we chose, which is a pretty sweet one here. Behold the Multiverse. Really good blue common, maybe the best. Definitely a reasonable first pick, and let's go from there. Pick 2. So if we want to kind of stay blue, we don't really have any good options since buying the monster. Frostpeak Yeti are not very good. Snow-covered island, a little bit early to be taking that. So the real standout card in this pack is either Demon Bolt or Dwarven Hammer, I think, as one of the better red uncommons. This may not have been on my radar at the time, but this would be a really close pick, and I'm not sure what I would want to do. Dwarven Hammer is really going to shine in a more aggressive kind of deck where you've got a lot of 2/2s, 2/1s that you just later in the game want to be able to augment, and this is really good when you're attacking them. This is not quite as good in my experience when you're on the defensive, if you're a more controlling deck, which Behold does kind of want you to play a bit of a longer game. But that being said, Dwarven Hammer can grind it out. You can stick it on your flyers, but tried and true Demon Bolt is also really good too. So this is a bit of a toss-up. I don't have a great rationale to take one over the other. I think it's very close. Let's see what we chose. We took the hammer. Nice. All right. On to pick 3. Really powerful snow payoff that we see in this pack in Icebind Pillar, and really just a bunch of nothing else. So I think you just slam Icebind Pillar here. Give yourself a reason to take the snow lands over replacement level cards and start building towards, playing maybe a snow deck. Maybe not, though. Maybe you don't see the snow lands, you have to drop Iceman Pillar. That's okay, too. Or maybe you end up with 3 or 4 snow lands and it just makes the cut, and, enough of the time it's active and does good work for you. So I really like Icebind Pillar here. It's one of those cards that doesn't require you to be 100% snow for it to be good. It's got a sliding scale of, if you're 100% snow, it's amazing. If you're, 5 out of 10 snow, it's still quite good and probably makes your deck. So we're going to snap that up here. Moving on. Another Behold, or we could take a Shimmerdrift Veil to have good fixing, have a nice snow source for our Icebind Pillar. So this is a pretty close pick between Behold, which is just one of the best commons, Bergstrider, which is also a very good blue common, and Shimmerdrift Veil. I think the responsible thing to do is just to take the land. It's good with Icebind Pillar. It's, any one of these cards is going to 100% make our deck. But, taking a land lets you play an extra draft pick in your deck. If you never take lands, you're only ever playing 22, 23, 24 cards that you've chosen in the draft. If you're taking lands, you're upping the power of these land slots in your deck that otherwise, would just be basic lands. So I think you take Veil here. I think it's really close, though. I would not fault anybody for taking Behold or Bergstrider in this spot. We took the land. Love it. And then we get the same pick again, kind of Behold versus Shimmerdrift Veil. And again, it feels close. You want the second Behold because Behold is great. But if you take the second Shimmerdrift Veil here, now it's like we can play Hammer. We don't have to worry about being able to splash. And we can pick up pretty much any powerful card that comes to us with double Veil. And then as we see good snow lands, we can grab those too and just really play whatever we want. So I think I would be on Veil again. And that's what we did. There you go. All right. Next pack. So now we've got double Snowland, which makes Sculptor pretty attractive. Really nothing else going on here. Snow Plains, as we've said before, is kind of the least desirable of the Snowlands. You don't really want white snow stuff, which is kind of off-brand or something, right? Because snow is white. But what you want is to have your white sources, if you do need them, coming off of Snow Dual Lands or Shimmerdrift Veils, which we have 2 of. So we don't need to prioritize Snow Plains here. I think we just take Sculptor. That's what we did. All right. Now we get to see a pick between Snow Island and Replicating Ring. Not really anything else to look at here. God's Hall Guardian is fine, but we're not in white. And the rest of this pack is not really what we want. Tormentor's Helm is really good in aggressive decks, but our deck is not looking to be aggressive with Icebind Pillar, Behold, some tap lands and stuff. So really, do we want more fixing that also does kind of ramp you, or do we want a nice untapped land that can activate Icebind Pillar? I think I'd take the Ring for the same reasons we were taking the Veils. Just having access to different colors of mana means like any good multicolor card we see, we can take. So I would take Ring here. We took the land. I think that's a mistake. I mean, I also respect that having untapped mana sources is really important in your deck, but I think this early on, we don't need to worry about that. We just take Replicating Ring and be happy. Next pick. Kind of a bunch of nothing. We could just take Snow Plains here and kind of just be... But I mean, this is essentially going to be a colorless land in our deck, so I don't think that's the right pick. I think we either take the Hawk as a good 2-drop that can accrue some value, or I guess Disciple as a good 2-drop, but no, I think we just take the Hawk here. That's what we did. Rounding out this pack. So now because we've drafted some multicolor stuff, and I wish we'd taken the Ring because it would make it even easier to do this, but we can pick up Return Upon the Tide. Maybe we get back our Sculptor, get a couple of 1/1s. Maybe we end up with some really dope top-end creatures that we want to get back. Maybe we don't end up playing it. We have options. Anything else going on in this pack? We could take the 4/2 Spider just to have something to do on turn 3, and it blocks really well. 4 power is actually a good blocker, a better blocker than an attacker in a lot of ways, because their 5/4 doesn't want to come into this. Whereas if you attack this into their 2/1, you don't want to be doing that. So I could actually see a pretty good argument for just taking the Spider here. Now I'm kind of talking myself into it because Return Upon the Tide is not all that powerful with what we've got going on. So I would take the Spider here actually, but this is also a reasonable pick. Wheel Horizon Seeker, that's excellent. That's going to help us splash. Another look at a Spider. I don't mind taking Valkyrie here. Again, like, we're not really looking to play white, but because we do have some multicolor stuff going on, we can rock this. 4 mana 3/2 flying is a little bit below rate. How often are we going to have a creature in the yard? Probably not very, early on at least. But yeah, sure, this is playable. But I think I would take the Spider or even the Run Ashore over this. Just worth noting. But any of those is fine. Cavalry we're not going to play. Intruder we might play. This is a nice defensive piece to have early just to make sure you're not getting run over. Can eat a 2/1, or your Sculptor blocks their 3/2 and you flash this in and they lose it. So I do like that over God's Hall Guardian, again, because we're not really trying to be white. We're not really trying to play Valkyrie or anything. So yeah, I like it. Courser's not really playable. Guardian, sure. Okay, pack 2. So this is a card that I don't really understand. Serulf Realm Eater, 3 mana 3/3. Whenever a permanent opponent controls put into a graveyard, it gets a 1/1 counter. So it just grows every time something of theirs dies, which is a nice little effect. And then the weird thing that this thing does is you can remove all the 1/1 counters on it to exile each other non-land permanent with a converted mana cost less than or equal to. So if it's got 1 counter on it, you can remove it, exile all non-land permanents with 1 or less converted mana cost. So not really that powerful of an effect. If you're doing it for like 3, you're going to be getting a lot of things, but then you're shrinking this from a 6/6 to a 3/3, and 3 of their things had to die. I just don't see that ability being very relevant most of the time. So I have not really seen this in play. I've not played it. I don't think I would take it here. We've got a great pickup here, 2nd Icebind Pillar. Now, we're going to feel the burn a little bit from not taking that Replicating Ring, because there's Glittering Frost and a Veil here, and we're still not in a spot where I feel like we're comfortable playing 5-color. We've got 2, any color lands, but once you set this to a color, it stays that way, right? So, like, if I need blue early, I'm going to set this to blue, and I'm not going to be able to splash with it. Horizon Seeker can help us, sure, but like Glittering Frost would really help us here, or another Veil would really help us here. But I think we do just take Icebind Pillar based on the power level, and that's what we did. Pack 2, our good old buddy Lindworm would be a fine pickup here. There's also Glimpse the Cosmos, very powerful draw spell. We've only got one Behold so far. No Changelings yet, but it's still early. We could probably pick them up. So I think I'd be on Glimpse here, try to wheel Icehide Troll or Frostbite or Lindworm. Could see an argument for taking Frostbite here. Would not take Icehide Troll here. We want to be wheeling this card. We're not even necessarily snow enough to really... You got to be heavy snow to really make this card work, I think. To have 2 untapped snow sources available at any given time is a lot. So I would not be taking this here. I'd be looking to wheel it. And we took it here. So, you know, obviously the deck trophied. We got, but I think this pick, you know, you'd want to... It's a little bit risky to take it here is what I'm trying to say. Pick 3. So, had we taken Glimpse the Cosmos, we would just slam Mistwalker here as a way to enable that, and also just a solid creature for a deck, which we do kind of need at this point. We could also just take Glacial Floodplain here, which I think we kind of have to after taking Icehide Troll. It lets us splash the Valkyrie too, which is kind of nice. And I think Augury Raven would be a clear step underneath either of these 2 cards. Unfortunately, we took Augury Raven, so... you know, it's a fine card. It's a 3/3 flyer. It does work, but I think based on what we have in our pool, I would be on the Floodplain here. We're pretty priced into wanting to make snow happen. We've got 2 pillars, Icehide Troll, Pilfering Hawk, white card that we kind of want to splash. So I'd take the duel here over the Raven, but that's what we did. All right, next pack here. We got another shot at Replicating Ring, which I think would be a fine choice here. Again, it's going to work with all of our snow stuff. Horizon Seeker is also okay. We already have one. I don't think it's as good as Replicating Ring at fixing us, so I would take the ring here and try to keep ourselves open to picking up some good black and or red stuff. We took Horizon Seeker. You know, having a 3-drop creature is nice. We're a little bit low on creatures, but, you know, and the fixing that it provides is good, but I would definitely be on the ring here. Pick 5. I think we just slam Bergstrider here and actually be pretty happy about it. And again, if we'd taken the ring, it's like we're worried about creatures. Well, now we get to slam a Bergstrider, and it's even better because we've got the ring. Really nothing else that we care for. The 3 seasons has not really been an effective card. You know, like this is fine. I think we can wheel it. Yeah, it can draw us, you know, a land and a pillar or something late in the game, but I don't know. It's pretty slow. There's still a chance we don't end up snow enough to really make it pop. I would just take Bergstrider, attacks and blocks, crushes your opponent. I would just take that here. That's what we did. Nice. Here we can just pick up, see, so, all right, so here again, ripple effects of not taking those fixers, the replicating rings. You know, this would be an easy Frostbite with double replicating ring in our pile, double Shimmer Drift Veil. We would be totally fine taking this. As it stands right now, we're blue-green. We could support like a small white splash or a small red splash or something, but not really to the point where I'm wanting to take it over like a solid Mirror Lake here, because we know we're green-blue. Now, if we could splash, would I still want to take the Mirror Lake? Maybe. We could potentially wheel it if nobody else is in green-blue, and I think I would want the Frostbite. This card is quite good, but it's quite slow, and in a slower, grindier deck like this, you want to make sure you've got early-game answers to what your opponent's doing. So I would take Frostbite if we had taken the fixing. Because we didn't take the fixing, I think I take the Mirror Lake here. That's what we did. Pick 7. I think we just pick up a Snowland here for all the reasons we've talked about. Nice. Pick 8. Ooh, there's a Vega in the pack. This is a little bit of a trap, I think, if we do decide to take it. We've got 2 Foretell cards. Playing this as a splash is not very good. You want to curve out into this and then start foretelling and drawing cards. Playing this on like turn 7 off of your splash land or whatever is you know, how often are you going to have a foretell thing to do? So I would not take it here. Man, late Clarion Spirit. I wish we could make use of it, but we just can't in this deck. I would be on Behold number 2 here. That's what we did. Wise. All right. Wheeling and Disdainful Stroke. Yeah, I don't think we can play a white 2-drop, so that seems good. Again, if we were in red, Squash is a nice little effect that we might want. And if we had taken Mistwalker over that dual land, or I'm sorry, over the Augury Raven and over the dual because we'd taken the fixing that we needed, and then we didn't feel like we had to take the dual. It's a lot of layers to that, but then we could take Squash here and have more removal. So it's interesting to note. Pick up Glimpse here. I like it. Invasion of the Giants is a cool card, but we only have one creature that works with it, so I think that's fine to pass. Pick up another duel, sure, and it looks good. Pick up a Squash that we probably can't play. Pick up a Verdict that we're probably not going to play. A bunch of stuff we're not going to play. So the pack rounds out a little bit weird for us. Let's see where we ended up. So now we've got this red splash going on, potentially. I don't think we're playing Cavalry or Smashing Success. Certainly not. But our fixing is still a little bit suspect. We don't have a Glittering Frost. We don't have either of those rings. We've got Horizon Seekers to find a mountain, but it's just not as reliable, right, as having that fixing that we should have taken, in my opinion. So here we go. We get another shot at it. Are we going to take the ring here? Excuse me. I think we should. Really nothing else for us. Ooh, I don't like that. No, we should have taken the ring. 3 seasons again. Super slow. Card's reasonable. I don't know. Maybe I just had the blinders on for this card. Just didn't know it existed or something. But I've had 3 shots at it. We should have taken it by now. All right, lots of good stuff for us here. Blessing of Frost. This is a pretty powerful rare. If you have enough snow to make it happen, then you can put 3 +1/+1 counters on different creatures or whatever, and then draw a couple cards. That's a big effect. I think it's better than Spirit, which I think is better than Path, but that's pretty close. Spirit is a very solid creature. It's going to help us with our red splash. As I recall, we went for power here, which is fine. This card plays really well, and it's really good. But I just want to point out that I think this pick is really close. There's also a binding here that we would have the option to consider if we had taken the fixing, but I still think we would take Spirit or Blessing over it. All right, and got another shot at Mirror Lake. I think we need to take Frost. I still think we need fixing to make this red splash work. It's going to be really good with all our snow stuff, so I think that's an easy pickup for us. Oops, and that is what we did. Nice. Pick 4. Another Behold. We already have 2. Kind of want to take this Arnie Slays the Troll. Our creatures are a little bit on the small side, and our creature count is a little bit low at this point. But that is a really strong card. I don't think we want 3rd Horizon Seeker, so it'd be between Behold and Arnie Slays the Troll for me. And I guess, given that our creatures are kind of small, I guess it's just Behold. Yep, that's what we took. Alrighty, and ooh, man, that's tough. So we want the snow-covered island for our pillars and our troll and our 3 seasons and our Bergstrider and our Blessing. So I think we got to take it here, but boy, we would not mind a 5-mana 5/5 either. And we took the land. And here we can just take another snow land over, this time over nothing. So we're definitely going to take the forest here. That's what we did. And pick 7. Just going to slam this Raven. Thank goodness we can grab another creature for this deck. Right now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures. Super, super low. So we need creatures very, very, very badly. So we're going to slam this Raven here. And to our wheel pick, 4th Multiverse, I don't think we want. I think we really want Bergstrider here as just another creature. And we took Icehide Troll. No, I don't think I would. I don't think I would make that pick now. I think I think the hype was real around Icehide Troll early on, and that's probably why we slammed it. But I think Bergstrider is really what we want. Our 5-drop slot is not jam-packed. We've only got the 1. This is going to come down. It's 4/4 all the time. Doesn't require mana investment. It's pretty nice to copy it with Mirror Lake. I think I would be taking it over Icehide Troll. And let's see how the draft rounds out. Pick up a Yara Kinseekers, which is nice. Quite nice. We'll happily play that. We need creatures pretty badly, and 4 toughness is good. It's a lot. Pick up a Path. That's nice. We can maybe activate it off of Glittering Frost. Going to be pretty tough, though. Going to be pretty tough. But still, solid card. Going to help us splash the Hammer, which is something I think we're interested in doing. Wheeled Arnie Slays the Troll. I think we could play it at this point. We've got some bigger stuff. We got some more creatures. I think we should rock it. And Wheeled Grizzled Outrider. So we did get hooked up at the end of this pack here, which is pretty nice. Let's see what we ended up doing here. So I think we should have played Arnie Slays the Troll, as I said. Squash makes sense. We've got a couple of things that turn it on, and we just need the interaction because we weren't able to pick up any good removal because we didn't pick up good fixing and then had to pass good removal and blah, 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 blah. I've said this already. But yeah, I mean, the deck super solid. It trophied. There's a lot of power here. Blessing of Frost was really good. Bergstrider really good. Ravens obviously getting in the air. We have a lot of card draw. Double Icebind Pillar is really, really powerful. So yeah, deck turned out pretty good. I think it could have been a little bit better if we'd made a couple picks differently, but you know, got the trophy, so that feels pretty good. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like for me to review one of your drafts, post a link to it in the comments below. If you're using 17 lands or something like that, you can just share it with a link. And you can also post that link in my Discord, which is in the description, or you can message me in the chat on Twitch, twitch.tv/alromusic. Thank you so much for watching. Talk soon. Bye for now.